James was an important reminder about how African American histories, especially the histories related to African Americans' resistance to enslavement, Black cultural production, and the Civil Rights Movement, have served as inspiration for people across the globe. Even after 10 years, I remember Nicolas' presentation from the annual Graduate Student Conference on Sports History and Sociology that we hosted at the University of Maryland. His paper focused on the cultural, historical, and social significance of Edwin Henderson, who was often referred to as the grandfather of Black basketball. What struck me about his presentation was how he moved beyond a biographical presentation by connecting Henderson to larger conversations about the meaning of sports and physical education in African American history. The NMAAHC's Sports Gallery, Sports, Leveling the Playing Field, of which I am curator, makes similar connections between sports and other important moments, issues, and transformations within African American history. Within the museum's Sports Gallery, athletes, games, and teams are entry points into larger conversations that engage the African American struggle for greater rights and freedoms. Hence, the gallery is deeply invested in the question posed by the Trinidadian scholar C.L.R. James, who famously asked, "What do they know of cricket, who only cricket know?" James was pointing out that those who were only interested in understanding sport through the lens of performance on the field failed to grasp the ways that sports shape our worldview, our sense of fairness and opportunity, as well as our perceptions of our countries. Similarly, I have always believed that the Sports Gallery is not principally about telling sports history, but rather telling African American history through the lens of sports. The ways in which Nicolas is able to do this in Frontline Bodies are important and impressive. As I have watched this project grow, Nicolas has delved deeper into the history of Washington, D.C., and how the city's history has factored into broader battles over racial uplift, physical education, and racism. As much as this book is about sports and racial struggle, it also provides an important reminder about the centrality of Washington, D.C. within African American history. Harlem and Chicago have perhaps surpassed Washington, D.C. in the public imagination when we think about late 19th and early 20th century African American history. But Frontline Bodies rightfully situates Washington at the center of Black political, social, and economic advancement during these crucial decades. We are reminded that this was the city that Reconstruction-era radical Republicans imagined as a laboratory for interracial democracy. Radical Republicans wanted to push through reforms that positioned the district as an example for all the land in advancing racial progress. The founding of Howard University in 1867 and of M Street/Dunbar High School, the first African American high school in the country, helped establish the city as the intellectual capital of Black America. Between them, these schools helped educate the leading class of African Americans during this tumultuous period. At M Street/Dunbar High School, future leaders like W. Montague Cobb, Charles Drew, Duke Ellington, Gene Toomer, Robert C. Weaver, Mercer Cook, Allison Davis, Rayford Logan, William Hastie, Nannie Helen Burrow, Charles Hamilton Houston, and Sterling A. Brown were nurtured. Among the distinguished faculty members at Howard University were Carter G. Woodson, Kelly Miller, E. Franklin Frazier, Ernest Everett, Elaine Locke, Ralph Bunch, and several former students from M Street/Dunbar High School, including Charles Drew, W. Montague Cobb, and Charles Hamilton Houston. Nicolas' work is an important reminder of the importance of the cultural battleground in our understanding of the African American struggle for equality. Damian L. Thomas, Ph.D., Museum Curator of Sports, Smithsonian Institution, National Museum of African American History and Culture, Washington, D.C. Introduction. Not by theory nor argument, but by performance. Elmer Carter, The Negro in College Athletics, 1933.